Nancy has a very common situation, okay? Very common in that frequently people with trust, because they can do stuff, they go ahead and do it, right? In this case, it sounds like the assets were actually in the trust. Glory, hallelujah on that one. So we didn't have to go to probate. That's good. What's bad is that the trustee did not follow the process for administering a trust. Okay, so they're not going to get the protection. See, if you do things by the book, then as trustee, you're very well protected. If you give the inventory, if you give the accounting, if you respond to the and you do this all proactively, right? You don't wait until somebody asks you for it. You just do it. And there's a timetable, you just do it. And when you do it, the trustee's judgment is very well protected. But when you don't do it correctly, okay, when you dribble in, we closed out this account, here's $5. Oh, we had a yard sale, here's $3. If you do it like that, and there's no inventory, no hard and fast inventory, and you're not responsive when somebody says, well, you told me this. See, when you do this dribble and drab stuff, you're just throwing it out bit by bit. Well, people want to know what the hell's going on. Okay, what you're supposed to do, makes most sense to do, it seems like to me, is you wait until everything's done. And then when it's done, right, then when it's all done, then you give a complete accounting. In this case, mother-in-law only died in April. We're 6 months later, at the most 6 months, maybe 5 months change, whatever. It's been a very short period of time. Great. We're getting the thing administered, right, with expedition. Now, quickly, the question is, are we doing it with care, right? And this is the worst part of this, okay? It's like, remember we had the guy earlier who, they've done everything okay, but they didn't file their accountings on time or something. Now they're going to court, and oh, terrible. It's not going to be terrible. They'll just have to file the accountings if they didn't do them in a timely way. All right, that's all. And here, she's not really late. I mean, I'm assuming they did an inventory, which they did have to do right away. But other than that, this is not a crazy long time to administer an estate. Waiting until next year to distribute, that's crazy. I don't understand that one at all. Okay, but the way it has been done does not give anybody who looks at it any confidence that it's being done correctly. And it probably isn't being done correctly. She probably didn't get receipts, right? The trustee, when she passes out money, she probably didn't get receipts. Certainly didn't lay out what the heck was going on and have everybody sign off saying, yeah, that it was proper. But that's what you should have done. And the worst part of it is not who gets $5 or $10 or $20 or $100,000, whatever it is. It's not about the money that goes to the other family members, because you can figure that out. That can all be determined, okay? That you can figure that out with reasonable accuracy. Okay. The problem, and you can see it already starting, the problem is the stories, okay, about the trustee aunt who was untrustworthy, right? Nancy even said that. She's untrustworthy. Well, she has behaved in a way that would raise that question. We don't know if she's done anything wrong. It's just that the way she's doing it does not give anyone confidence that she may be doing it exact. We had a situation one time where we went through the whole probate court thing, right? Brother was holding money for the other brother. And then he wouldn't respond, no accountings, no nothing. And then years went by, no accountings, and we got involved, right? Well, we finally found out every nickel was there. In fact, it had been invested. There was more money. And brother was like, screw this. Give it to the court. You guys figure out what to do with it. I don't want it anymore. It's just been a hassle for me. Okay. He didn't do anything wrong other than not give accountings, other than behave in a way that left that open to question. Okay. And now there were no kids in that. Neither one of them had kids in that situation. So you didn't have the generational problem. Okay. And it all got resolved and everything was okay. Blah, blah. All right, fine. But now add kids to the mix, add next generation to the mix. Okay. And when someone behaves in a questionable way, where it's not regular, it's not account. Then you got all the emotional stuff in the family. And for 3 of the kids, sister's doing just, including sister herself, she's doing just a fine job. What's the problem? Oh, you're just being a, pain in the butt. Why don't you relax a little bit? Okay. And then the other one's like, well, wait a second. It's supposed to be done in a certain way, and it's not being done in that way. And I have every right, and then it's like, oh, and now accusations start flying, right? Characterizations start being made. And nobody, this is important, nobody tells a story. Nobody tells a story without making it better. Okay? Without making it better. By the 3rd or 4th time this story gets retold, right? Aunt the trustee is now, we actually had the Hope Diamond in the family and she sold it as glass, or they falderalled with the accounting or with the appraisal on the house or something. You know what I mean? Everybody tells it, they make it better. And the problem is, brother wouldn't have done that, right? Because, it was kind of a pain in the butt, but it all worked out. But when the kids are repeating the story, right, it gets better and better. And meaning worse and worse, more interesting story. And then you get the generations fighting each other. Whereas if it had all been done nice and regular, right, then everybody's calm. There's no reason for upset. Just chill out. Everybody's fine. Okay. And that's why you need to get these things done correctly after death too. Right. And I would be, I'd be willing to bet 2 to 1 that she hasn't filed, because she hasn't done the other things, that the trustee hasn't filed a notice to unknown creditors in the paper. I bet you she hasn't done that. Okay. I bet you there are other things out there where maybe there's ultimately no harm, no foul, right? With that, maybe that's true. Okay. But you don't know. Because the boxes weren't checked. All right. So important too, when you're doing a trust, if you're the one who's doing this, right? Never pay money out until you've given the accounting, until you've explained where it came from, and until the people getting the money have signed off on a statement of facts, basically how it all worked. Okay. And when you do that as the trustee, we never do that. We never just give out money. We always have the beneficiary say, yeah, here are the basic facts. Here's why I'm getting this money. And I'm happy.